what we've been waiting for all.
Some gathers and connects.
He is clutch.
Orlick taking matters into his own.
Run again, Munzon going all the way in for two.
Rivero, who attacks, gets the foul.
Loco with a fake, gets the basket and one. For the win! Oh! One more time, Valley for four. Oh, that's a four. And again by the black shirt, and another four.
Angat ang laban, ha?
And we're coming to you from the Ninoy Aquino Stadium for the continuing coverage of the PBA 49th season Philippine Cup. The San Miguel Beermen, perennial contenders here in the All-Filipino, will go up against the Phoenix Fuel Masters led by Jason Perkins and the able playmaking of his point guard Tyler Theo. Those two teams will lock horns today for the first offering of your PBA Sunday here inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. It is Fight Meets Flight as we thank you for joining us here on PBA Rush and Pilipinas Live. We thank you for your continued support of the PBA. Carlo Pamintuan, Coach Alan Gregorio on the calling. Coach Alan, these two teams beside each other in terms of the team standings, 3-2 for SMB, 2-3 for Phoenix. It is crucial for them not just to move up in the top 8, but really to get a spot in our top 4.
Well, you know, a lot of sides we're seeing right here, and outside of number 3, 4, and number 5 is the San Miguel Beermen, and then 8 and 9 is the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Now, what is more important right now for them to go up the ladder, make sure that they will not drop in the latter, in the other half of the win-loss column, so that they'll have a better chance of making it to the Final Four.
Before we proceed with our breakdowns, we want to wish all mothers there a happy Mother's Day. Thank you for giving love and joy to our lives as we take a look at the team standings now. Magnolia Chicken Diplados Hot Shots on top of the list, followed by the NLEX Road Warriors, and then it's basically a log jam from Rain or Shine up until TNT with Blackwater and Northport not really that far behind.
That's right. Very tight, no? When you look at the 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, then of course Converge Fiber Extras with more games, but those 2 wins and 3 losses, just 1 win will propel them to the middle of the pack here in this conference.
San Miguel Beermen looked like they were about to go into a run, but it was all of a sudden halted by a hungry TNT Tropang 5G squad. And you have to know that this was a game that was tinged with some desperation from the Tropang 5G because they did not want to fall 0-4 in the standings.
Well, it was not about the offense of TNT, but making sure that San Miguel struggled in offense. Look at that, only allowing 84 points against San Miguel Beermen, 39% from the field. Rebounding, they were down from 3-point area. Assisting, they were down as well against TNT, and bench points. That's something that they'll have to work on here in this ball game because they were down 13 points against the bench points of TNT 5G.
And that is something that is worth noting because we know the caliber of the bench of the San Miguel Beermen. We know that they are stacked as a squad. They need to get more from their second unit. It can't be all CJ Perez and Julmar Pardo here in the All-Filipino. CJ has been outstanding as usual. Had a bit of a struggle against the Magnolia Chicken Diplados Hot Shots in their other loss of the tournament, but against TNT, he was locked in, firing on all cylinders.
Well, he was making sure that he was able to actually prove himself in those games, averaging 24.5 points in their last 2 games. The field goals, almost 50% for CJ Perez. And one more thing going for him is that he's taking care of the ball. After having 7 turnovers against Magnolia, he is averaging only 1 in the last 2 games.
And as always, when you go up against Coach Jamai Karin and the Phoenix Fuel Masters, it's interesting to see what kind of defense they will devise to try and slow down the apex predator, the PBA in CJ Perez. But of course, when you have CJ Perez attacking, slashing, shooting from the outside, he will always be paired by the presence of the big man in the shaded area. Philippine Cup, usually, more often than not, is the conference that is dominated thoroughly by Junmar Fajardo.
Well, we'll be looking at the numbers of the Junmar Fajardo, the Kraken. He's got a double-double here in this conference with 19.4 points per ball game and 12.8 rebounds. He struggled a bit in the game against the TNT, especially in the 4th quarter, wherein he was often double-teamed. But these are still great numbers we're seeing from the Kraken. Again, the double-double for Junmar Fajardo.
Phoenix is the type of squad that will have many bigs that they can play against Junmar. So let's see if they will pull off single coverage or quick double teams to slow down the dominance of Junmar Fajardo, to keep him off the boards as much as they can here in this ball game, because that will be key for the cause of Phoenix to win this one against SMB. Now we send it over to our courtside reporter, Miss Ayana Perez, with a report on the Beerman.
Thank you so much, Carlo and Coach AG. In the words of head coach Leo Austria, their 3-2 standing is a big humbling experience for the San Miguel Beermen. Yes, they have been here for more than a decade, but that does not give them the permission to act as if they have already won this conference. In the last game, it was really the team's lack of effort and sense of urgency. When going against underdogs, they will always give more effort than we do. Kaya naman for today, ang hinihingi lang ni Coach Leo, going against Phoenix, they need to show the same amount of effort as the younger ones in Phoenix. Kung makita raw niya to, then that's when he can actually call San Miguel a true champion team. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that report, Miss Ayana, and that was exactly what we were talking about. It did not feel like the San Miguel Beermen needed to win that game against the TNT Tropang 5G, while the squad of Coach Reyes did.
Well, you know, a lot of adjustments was done by TNT, and that, of course, allowing only 84 points. You know that they have to work on their offense as well. Know where the strength is in their for their bench power, and having just 6 points for their bench. No, a lot of people really struggling from the bench for Coach Leo Austria.
So why was TNT in desperation mode against SMB? Because the Phoenix Field Masters pushed them there. It was a huge win, a huge performance coming from Kai Balongai and the rest of Phoenix in that last matchup, because they look good, they look tremendous, top to bottom, and they are looking like threats in the playoffs once Jason Perkins arrived here in this conference and wore the jersey for Phoenix.
Well, you know, solid performance coming from these two guys, but first look at what they allowed on defense against TNT, only allowing 81 points. This was a big struggle for TNT in that ball game. Field goals 39%, from the 3 points 37. They were out-rebounded by Phoenix, and starter points, that's a big plus 21. Plus, of course, the biggest lead of that ball game was at 26 big points.
That's just how you see how dominant Phoenix was, how well they played, how well they were prepared by Coach Damike in facing off against the TNT Tropang 5G. Front and center was Jason Perkins, and he was basically unstoppable. Any defender sent his way by Coach Reyes was either too small or too slow for this versatile big of the Fuel Masters.
Well, you know, almost a perfect game for Jason Perkins. 27 big points, 3 out of 3, taking it from beyond the arc. Rebounding, he only had 6, but you know, conference high 11 points in the fourth quarter. He really took over in that ball game.
Perkins will have to be a key figure once again. Let's see if he will be tasked to slow down Junmar. Will he be one of the many defenders against Fajardo in this ball game? That is an interesting note that we will get to witness once the game is on the line. Of course, when you have a dominant big, you need a smart playmaker to set him up to run the offense for you to really maximize the skill of a player like Jason Perkins and Tyler Teo. Definitely deliver the goods in their last match against TNT. We know that there are struggles in terms of the depth in the point guard position with the TNT Tropang 5G, with the absence of Jason Castro, and Tyler Teo took full advantage of that.
Well, you know, he struggled against Magnolia with only 8 points, but that was a big comeback game for Tyler Teo. 16 big points against TNT, 75% from 3-point area. He had 3 rebounds, he had 4 assists, but what is more important, he had 11 big points in the second half of that ball game.
We know that Tyler Teo, Kai Balongai, and Jason Perkins will take a majority of the shots for the Phoenix Field Masters. So it is important for the other players to maximize their few opportunities. So efficiency must be the name of the game for players such as Kenneth Tuffin, because when you get 11 points, when you chip in 6 rebounds, that is your role. That is playing your role to perfection for Tuffin.
And you know, all scored in the first half. Kenneth Tuffin making sure that he had given the right support in that first and second quarter. But 11 points and 66% field goals right there, plus 6 rebounds. That is, those are the kinds of numbers that you would want to get from Kenneth Tuffin in a ball game.
So why are we saying that the first half points were important? Well, it dictated the tempo for the Fuel Masters, and that allowed them to build the lead as high as 26 points with the TNT Tropang 5G. Never really getting into a position where they could come back into that matchup. We toss it back to Miss Ayana Perlas for this report.
Carlin Coach AG, Phoenix showed the epitome of great defense and selfless basketball in their last game, according to head coach Jamai Karin. And he also mentioned that they may be the youngest team in the league, but they are definitely one of the most disciplined. Dahil daw, he actually instilled a new rule onto Phoenix. In the past few games, he said to never look at the stats before or after the game because this just disrupts the team's flow. And kita-kita naman natin that it is working for the team. All they have to do is actually think of a way on how they can help the team with their strengths and step up. Again, like what I mentioned earlier, kitang-kita naman natin that this is working for Phoenix, and let's see how everyone will step up in today's game. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Ayana, for that report. We're moments away from the start of this ball game, our first offering on your PBA Sunday on Mother's Day here inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. After this, we will have a good one between the TNT Tropang 5G and the Meralco Bulls, winners of Friday's game day. Let's see what the results will be and what the team standings will look like after this particular game day in the PBA. And now we're ready to toss it to our venue announcer for the introductions of our starting units.
PBA fans, we are live inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium for the continuation of the PBA 49th season Philippine Cup. Our first game for today features the San Miguel Beermen versus the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Let us now meet the starters first for the San Miguel Beermen. Point guard from Ibaan, Batangas, number 33, Wami Chungson. Shooting guard from Bautista, Pangasinan, number 77, CJ Perez. Small forward from Santiago, Ilocos Sur, number 13, Marshall Listener. Power forward from Tabaco Albay, number 91, Rodney Brondial. And at center from Pinamungahan, Cebu, number 15, Junmar Fajardo. Coaching the Beermen is Leo Austria. It is now time to meet the starters for the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Point guard from San Fernando, La Union, number 19, Tyler Tio. Shooting guard from Rosario, La Union, number 20, Kenneth Tuffin. Small forward from Maragondon, Cavite, number 15, Simon Camacho. Power forward from Pangasinan, number 3, Jason Perkins. And at center from Ilocos Norte, number 10, Kai Balongai. Coaching the Fuel Masters is Jamaica Rin. Game officials.
Fight meets flight here inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Yongson, Perez, Fajardo, Brondial, and Lassiter. For Coach Leo Austria, Tio, Tuffin, Balongai, Perkins, and Camacho. For Coach Jamaica Rin. And we're ready to get things going. Ready to start this ball game. Unique starting unit for Coach Jamaica with the presence of 3 players basically the same size, maybe 4 height-wise, halos pare-pareho. Perkins, Tuffin, Balongai, and even Camacho, who will defend Junmar because he will have a definite size advantage against whichever player will be tasked to go one-on-one against him at the start of this ball game. We will jump it up with Balongai and Fajardo, and it will be the Phoenix Fuel Masters winning the tip. Our referees are Gruta, Nicandro, Paez, and Cañete for our first game today.
Now, you know, when you look at this lineup right here of the Phoenix Super LPG, you're looking at playing the number 2 position. This is Perkins taking that first shot from beyond the arc.
So very early, it looked like Phoenix will employ a 5-out type of offense. They will force Junmar Fajardo to defend someone from the outside, either shooting or driving. But now this is the advantage for the Beermen. The cut from Perez, and he delivers the first bucket of the game.
Very, very tough shot, no? That was a big spin from the baseline. Great pass coming from the Kraken.
Camacho on the drive. He is bigger, stronger than Wami Chongson, and he scores their first bucket.
Well, you know, those are the things that he was doing when he was playing for Adamson. And Camacho can put that ball down. Good, strong move right there. First 2 points for Phoenix.
Tiongson against a much taller Tuffin. That will be a bump. And Wami Chongson did not appreciate the contact through the ball and the direction of Kenneth Tuffin. Luckily, no warning or anything from the referee.
Well, you know, that was a statement right there. You know, talking about defense, it's going to be a very tough night. Putting Kenneth Tuffin on Wami Chongson here in the very first part of the first quarter.
So they are baiting Marcio Lassiter to attack by putting Tyler Teo on him, which we know that, you know, it's not really what he does. He just waits for those passes to come. As this is an attack and one coming from Tuffin. It is starting from the outside, but it is penetration offense for the Fieldmasters early.
That's a very strong move coming from Kenneth Tuffin. Look at this. The defense of San Miguel has not been established yet after the shot of CJ Perez on the other side. But this was a tough shot that was taken. 4 points to start this ball game for CJ Perez. Kenneth Tuffin, we were talking about his numbers. He had a good start in the first quarter. That is something that he would want to be able to do again here in this ball game.
Okay, so it's now the two Ateneo point guards going head-to-head. Teo versus Chongson. Bit of a zone defense, and that is a zone buster himself. Marcio Lassiter converting from downtown.
A very, very quick ball reversal on the part of San Miguel Beermen. Great shot coming from Marcio.
Bit unsure on the defense for the Fieldmasters in that situation. As Tuffin drives again, the penetration leads to another bucket. He has 5.
Oh, wow. He seems to be not just defensive-minded here in this ball game, trying to defend against Wami Chongson.
So they're switching it up between zone defense and man-to-man. Coach Jamai giving SMB different looks defensively here at the start of this ball game. The handoff finally to CJ, going up against Camacho. The jumper is short, and that ball was tapped loose. It will be a stop for the Fieldmasters.
And you like that challenge right there coming from Camacho on that shot of CJ Perez. That was not at all an easy shot coming from CJ.
And because there is no natural power forward for Phoenix, all of these guys could be threes. They have the advantage of speed against Brondial. That's why we're seeing a lot of penetrations. Balongai will attack as well. The drive to the bucket, he gets the foul. It has been so successful early for Phoenix.
Well, a lot of penetrations being done by the big man of Phoenix here in this first quarter. They're choosing their shots. They're putting that ball down. You know, this guy can take the 3-point shots, even the 4-point shots at times. But the talent of Kai Balongai is that he can be a natural 3 and a 4 here in the PBA.
And they're attacking early, Coach Alan. They're not waiting around for SMB to set up their defense. As we take a look at the impressive numbers of Kai Balongai here in the Philippine Cup.
Wow, 10.8 rebounds. He's got 1 block, but 18.4 points is such a big improvement for Kai Balongai, making a statement for the Phoenix Super LPG.
8-7, a 1-point lead for the Fieldmasters. And they switch up their defense with CJ penetrating, going reverse. Beautiful move coming from Perez. He has a quick burst of 6 points here in the first quarter.
There was no help side defense that time coming from Super LPG because they were playing the zone defense.
Outside shot won't work. Rebound picked up by CJ. Perez pushing. The wings are present. They find Wami Chongson. He is open and he will miss from the outside. That ball poked loose by CJ. It will stay though with the Phoenix Fieldmasters.
It's going to be a running ball game. That is what is in the mind of Phoenix here. You can see that they're not waiting for a lot of ball movements. Early opportunity for them to be taking the shot. They're taking it.
Balongai will try from deep, and he will convert. The early offense is producing numbers for Phoenix.
You like that penetration and a kick out. Very old school kind of basketball. No, you penetrate the gaps. Great pass right there coming from Tuffin.
Good steal from Kai Balongai, and now they're pushing. Balongai attacks corner, bumps Marcio out of position, and he scores off the bang. He has 6 as well.
That's a lot of strength shown by Kai Balongai against the defense of Marcio Lassiter.
Oh, a spectacular start for the Phoenix Fieldmasters, knowing exactly what they want to do in this ball game, punishing the interior defense, not with post up, but with drives to the hoop. Balongai Back-to-back buckets, a 3 and a 2. He totaled 6 points as Phoenix will lead 13-9.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
One-on-one against him, because not only will he be able to kind of give Junmar new looks and kind of be unexpected against Junmar, but he'll also be able to learn some experience going against one of the top players here in the Philippines. So this is actually very exciting for Balongai instead of pressuring. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that report. Let's see how well Balongai can continue to play here as he leads his squad in scoring with 6 points early. You know, Perkins approached us earlier, wanted to greet his mom and his wife a happy Mother's Day, so that was a special request that we will be granting. Good swing coming from SMB. 3-point shot is off though for CJ Perez. Perkins sends it to Tyler. Now they want to space it out. Look at how far they're dragging Junmar to defend as Perkins will launch from downtown, and it is good. That shot will be available for him all game long going up against Junmar.
These were the same kinds of shots that he was taking against TNT, and he's doing it again. 7-point lead right now for Phoenix.
Balongai doing a decent job of fronting Fajardo first, forcing him to miss, and now that will be another stop for the Fuel Masters. That will be a foul against Swami Chongson. Coach, sometimes the popular opinion is you need a big burly guy to go up against Junmar Fajardo, which could work, right? But Fajardo can also have some troubles with the quicker bigs because they go in front, then all of a sudden they 3-4s, they go behind him. It will keep him guessing on what the defense will act like.
Well, that's exactly what Phoenix is doing, no? Putting some different looks against him here in this ball game. Sometimes it's Balongai, sometimes it's they're playing the zone, and then they're automatic double teaming him underneath. He will have to really get that ball where he would want to operate, and that is in the low block. And then that is where the offense of San Miguel will have to start.
The Balongai will front him first. And now they will swing the ball to the other side with Tuffin defending Wami. CJ on the move, good drop pass to Rodney Brondial. He attracted 3 defenders, opening up the opportunity for Brondial.
A very good read right there coming from CJ Perez. He had a great pass underneath. Tagal hindi nakascore, no? San Miguel.
Early ball screen, Tyler Dio. The drop pass, tapped loose. No need for a review because there is a correction from our trail referee who had a better angle on it. And now a timeout will be requested by the Phoenix Fuel Masters. They're enjoying a 5-point lead, 16-11 against the Beermen.
You know what I love about
Okay, like what I said pre-game, forgot to have fun. No matter what the results will be after 48 minutes, we have to have fun. But I said it's gonna be more fun winning than having fun losing. So we all responded.
Parang Jimmy Butler finding the joy in basketball
Of course,
again.
definitely. Not. It's a game. It's a game.
Masters.
You've got to be happy doing something. And that's exactly what we're seeing from the Fuel Masters.
But part of having fun is having the correct game plan. So you really can maximize all the advantages of your squad. Fortunately for Butler and the rest of Golden State, suffered the loss to Minnesota earlier today. 102-97. Habang yung mga Boston fans nakahinga na ng konti after the Celtics won their first game of the series against New York. Meanwhile, here in the PBA, it is Tyler shooting over the defense. Wow, Wami Chong-son, and he scores his first bucket of the match.
And you know what we were seeing? A lot of ball protect being done by Tyler T, making sure that he's got full control of that leather before the jumper.
7-point lead for the Fuel Masters. Good first touch to Junmar. Double team comes. The extra pass to Brondial. He is fouled by Perkins.
Rodney Brondial has been moving very well without the ball, making sure that if there's a double team that would come the way of the Kraken, he is readily available to get that ball. Exactly the same kind of movement that he did just a while ago to get that pass from CJ Perez.
That will be the third team foul. Oh, my apologies. The second team foul for Phoenix. Yes, we remind you that Pilipinas Live Shorts is here. Catch exclusive bite-sized content from your favorite sports icons such as Vanny Gandler, Fifi Sharma, Dino Wong, and more. From hobbies to behind-the-scenes moments. Download the Pilipinas Live app and update to the latest version to access Pilipinas Live Shorts for free. Brondial, their second leading scorer now, behind the 6 of CJ Perez. Fajardo has yet to put up a bucket here in this match. As Tyler Teo is asking for a ball screen, they're hunting Junmar. Fajardo had to defend side to side. Camacho drives, the pass tapped, recovered by Perkins, but they will run out of time.
So miscommunication that time. Should have been a shot right there coming from Camacho. There was very limited seconds already when he went for that attack.
That will be an offensive foul against Marcio Lassiter as he tried to shake off the defense of Tyler Teo.
So very tough defense being shown by Phoenix Fuel Masters here in the first quarter. Ball denials, ball pressure, a lot of good box out. That's why they are on top by 5 points.
And it's a smart move because Marcio is not really the type of player who will post up a smaller guard, so might as well have a small but quick Tyler Teo on him in some situations. That is the area where Perkins is virtually unstoppable.
Yeah, that's very, very dangerous, no? That kind of a move. Then opening up Perkins for that jumper. Very good game being shown by Perkins here in the first quarter.
Switching the ball screen. Now Perkins defending CJ. That is a tough jumper, but it falls somehow for CJ, who has 8.
So you saw that smile coming from Perkins. I did my best, partner, but you got to give it to CJ Perez.
Foul against Wami Chong-son as they use the drop coverage to help out Junmar. As you take another look at this nice pass, the in-between game, part of the expertise of Perkins. But right back at ya, says CJ as he inches SMB closer, down by 5. Tyler against the big. Tyler off the spin, kicks it out to Balongai. 6 to work with. Kai defended well, and that ball will bounce off his head for completed SMB stop.
But you got to be happy while he is attacking, no? Going baseline, he does not care, even if it's Junmar Fajardo. Sooner or later, he might be able to get that foul, but taking it strong against JMF will make his coaches happy.
Perez changed his mind about attacking. Now uses the screen from Rodney. They switch again. Perez launches from way downtown, and that will be a technical foul, a flopping technical foul. against CJ Perez.
But that was a solid defense shown by Perkins, making sure that there was no penetration. Then the challenge was done right here. There was no hit. And then he fell off.
Perkins assigned to take the technical free throw. But he will miss. As this is actually her first substitution of this entire game. We're at the 4-minute 18 mark. Chris Ross entering the matchup for Wami Chongson, who was not able to score here in the first.
Well, you know why Chris Ross is being fielded in right now. He's going to be playing good defense, tough defense against the guards of Phoenix. Very sharp call right there.
Yep. And that was
quick.
almost an unforced error, as Balongai was just not in position to receive that pass. He was stepping out of bounds upon touching the basketball. And now Don Trollano enters the contest for the first time, giving CJ Perez a break after torching the net with 8 points in the opener.
Now, the question right here, will Kenneth Tuffin still play the kind of defense that he played against Wami Chongson, against Chris Ross, no?
Marshall creating for himself. Brondial cleaning up as he has 6 points in the game.
Well, helping out on the offensive end, making sure that the Phoenix Fuel Masters will not get away early here in the first quarter.
Only a 3-point lead now, as the offense has slowed down considerably for the Fuel Masters. Camacho catches deep, throws it up with the left hand, and he banks it home.
That's a very nice move. Big man move against a very big man in Junmar Fajardo, Simon Camacho.
Everyone aggressive here in this match for Phoenix. Trollano will test the defense of Perkins. Don goes on the attack, won't get the layup, but Brondial is there for the cleanup. Now he also leads SMB with 8.
Yeah, he's making sure that they have inside points. Now this is early offense, and then who gets that rebound one more time? That's Rodney Brondial.
Marcio to Trollano from the corner. Brondial a little bit winded as he has put in a lot of great work in this first quarter. Again, Balongai doing a great job of not even allowing a touch for Junmar. Trollano on the other side ties the contest with a 3.
Now Don Trollano struggled in their last ball game, not scoring a single basket. That's 3 points. First attempt here in this ball game.
Quick pass to Tuffin, kicks it out. Balongai wants another 3, won't get it this time as Trollano grabs the loose ball. Oh, this is a quick pass, and Fajardo finally connects with his first bucket.
Well, not allowing that frontal defense that's being done by Kai Balongai, making sure that he will get that leather inside the paint.
Tuffin wants the lead back. He will get it with a 3.
As if there was no defense in the part of Marshall Laster. But that was a good challenge by Marshall. Phoenix again back on top. High-scoring ball game we're witnessing right here, Carlo.
Still no substitutions coming from Coach Jamaica Rin. That will be a block coming from Perkins. And now Phoenix will try to attack early. Theo attacking deep. Theo fouled. He will take 2.
Now there will be 2 guards coming in for Coach Jamaica Rin. That will be 2 super veterans. That's R.R. Garcia and R.J. Hazul. So these are offensive players. Will they be able to do the same kind of defense that the starters of Fuel Masters were doing against the San Miguel Beermen?
Tyler Theo taking care of the first free throw, and now substitutions for both camps. Ato Ular, RJ Azul, Richie Rivero, and later on RR Garcia will see action as RR will replace Tyler Theo. On the other side we have Jay Kahilig and Jericho Cruz entering for Coach Leo Austria. 2 for 2 for Tyler. So the starters, Coach of Phoenix, all have at least 4 points here in the opener.
Well, everybody contributing, no? Not just defensively for Coach Jamaic. Now, Kahilig, that was just a wide open shot, but wow, great timing. Jericho Cruz, these are the things that the next 5 of the Fuel Masters will really have to be doing, no? Make sure that they do their backs out, they do defense, because that is specifically the game plan of the Fuel Masters.
Tough layup as Tyler Teo absorbs another foul. He will take 2 more.
Oh, just a lot of minutes attacking, defending, taking it strong. Tyler Teo will be taking these 2 free throws before R.R. Garcia comes in.
Missed box out there coming from RJ Hazul, allowing Jericho to just waltz in, grab that loose ball, put it back up and in.
It's also going to be very tricky, no? A lot of minutes by the starters, and they've exerted so much effort, not just offensively, defensively. Look at that game, the last time out by Tyler Teo. After struggling against Magnolia, he had 16 big points, 75% from the field. That was just a big ball game for Tyler.
He will give his camp a 3-point lead, 29-26. Less than a minute remaining in our first quarter. Good call, Trollano completes the play. Assist credited to Junmar Fajardo.
Now you've got to push out Junmar Fajardo. The offense is starting to start from him. Now Ular, he's got that shot.
SMB asking for a flopping technical as well, coming from Ular. Deep seal for Junmar. Kicks it out to Ross, extra pass to Cruz. That side has too many bodies as Chris Ross misses from the outside. Fajardo will give them another possession. The pass to a cutting Jericho, extra pass to Trollano inside. And there's a foul for 2 free throws.
And that's the Adamson connection for you right there. They were teammates for more than 4 years. Talk about Cruz, talk about Trollano. Better start right here for Don Trollano. It's much more aggressive than the last ball game that he had. Only attempting 2 attempts the entire ball game.
Trollano, though, misses his first free throw. 5 points off the bench. 2 from Cruz. So early in the first quarter, they already outscored their entire bench output from the last game against TNT. That's what you want to see if you're Coach Leo Austria. But your big question earlier, Coach, what happens when the starting 5, as well as they played, heads to the bench for Phoenix, who will carry the offense for them? Another offensive rebound for the Beermen.
So these were the things that we didn't see in the first 10.5 minutes when the big men of the Fuel Masters were playing, no? Only 1 chance for the San Miguel Beermen.
Good pass inside, Tautua connects.
And these are the points in the paint. That's a lot of advantage coming from San Miguel Beermen. A heave, not that time, but San Miguel winning the first quarter after Fuel Masters were so much in charge in 10 minutes of action of first quarter.
30-29 is the count. A 1-point lead for SMB at the end of our first 12 minutes of action.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
AG still trying to find his balance offensively and defensively is Don Trollano. We know him as one of the go-to guys of SMB, but according to him, those 3 missed shots in the last game cost him big time. He wasn't able to find his rhythm right away, which means he had to sit out the whole game to reflect and realign. And he knows now that for this game, he plays a very crucial role as part of the second unit. He needs to match the speed of Phoenix, and he is definitely not wasting this chance to prove who he is again. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that report. And he will stay on the floor for Coach Leo Austria alongside Ross, Cruz, Kahilig, and Tautua. This is a taller unit for SMB compared to the guard-heavy 5 of Coach Jamaica Rin. Jericho, one dribble, pull-up jumper, good off the back, and there's a foul as well on the landing coming from Soyud, and it will be reviewed if it could be an unsportsmanlike foul.
Now, was there body contact on that challenge right there of Raul Soyud on the jump of Jericho? Raul Soyud saying, oh, there it is. There was a slight touch after the shot was taken by Jericho Cruz.
Just an ordinary foul against Soyud. But rebounding, you can just feel, would be a problem for Phoenix with this unit on the floor. They were heavy with bigs in their first 5, but of course, it tends to be a little smaller when you have to give those bigs some rest here in the second.
Well, you know, that was about 10.5 minutes, no, without substitution for the Fuel Masters. Thing right here is, are they going to be fielding them back here in the second quarter? Maybe in the early part of the second. Now that's going to be a steal. Good recovery right here by the Fuel Masters.
A big number for SMB offensive rebounding in the first quarter. They have 5 offensive rebounds, none for Phoenix. And those 5 offensive rebounds led to 8 points of second chances for SMB. A big reason why they're now enjoying a 4-point lead.
Richie Rivero making sure that he was able to attack that little gap that was given by San Miguel. Andres Kahilig was called for a foul. That would mean 2 free throws for Richie Rivero.
Richie takes care of the first. He will deliver the first point of the bench for the Phoenix Field Masters here in this match. Two for 2 for Richie as he will inch Phoenix closer. Coach, how do you vary up the offense and defense now for Phoenix with a smaller unit on the floor?
Well, you know, San Miguel will have to start really looking for those mismatches underneath. But the initial defense is also going to be a challenge for Fuel Masters. No, they cannot allow a lot of penetrations coming from the red shirts. And that is where the defense is starting for Fuel Masters in the first 10.5 minutes.
That ball was tapped out. It will stay with Phoenix, 15 on their clock.
Now, should not have been a hesitation on the part of Matty Days.
Yep,
no?
should have gone up.
It. Let's go strong. Take it.
Now, are you expecting Phoenix to see a lot of zone defense coming from Phoenix here with this unit? Coach Alan will answer my question a little later on. We have Drake Kahilig inbounding the basketball to Chris Ross. Let's see what kind of defense Phoenix will employ now as they find themselves down by 2. It is man-to-man for the meantime. Now they drop down to a 2-3 zone defense. That would be another foul against Raul Soyud on the move of Tautua.
See, on the little push that was done by Raul Soyud, no? You see that Mo Tautua really has a lot of advantages with his skills level. So he felt that little push and then he drop step going for that hook. But before that, it was already a kind of a mismatch. Because you know that Mo Tautua is really very strong underneath.
Putting good work with his skills as well. Adding different moves to his arsenal to help the San Miguel Beermen challenge for another championship. Second free throw is a miss. Soyud claims the board for Phoenix. Soyud passes it over to Hazul. RJ to Garcia now up top. Screen provided by Daves. To the corner, Hazul on the attack. Quick pass to Daves. Kicks it out to Garcia. And that ball tapped loose and stolen by SMB. They have the numbers. Jericho up top, down. Tua gets the alley up to fall.
So that coming, great pass right there, coming from Jericho Cruz. Though it was not a full slam, still a great finish coming from Moto Tua.
Mo says 2 points is 2 points. As they extended their lead to its biggest at 5. A miss from RJ Hazul. Ooh, that was an elbow coming from Jericho. 100% unnecessary. And that will cost SMB the possession.
That will not make Coach Leo happy. You know, they were already in control. They got the rebound. It was a full stop. A little physicality given by Daves.
The initial bump was already let go coming from Jericho. There was one.
Tapos
and the referees already allowed it.
Nakawala na doon sa una eh. Welcome to the big league, young man.
Again, you will see a bump. That was uncalled. You'll see the rebound coming from Jericho. You'll see a bump here. And they let it go. But then, there was an extra elbow. The referees will have to call the second action. No other choice.
And that happened in front of the San Miguel Beermen, no? Of course, I was looking at Coach Leo and how he was going to be.
Number 39,
It was just an offensive foul. So, lucky break for Jericho Cruz.
JC Culyar. Oh. We will cancel the bucket of Moto Tua because we can review both offense and defense in terms of goaltending, basketball interference. He may have touched the net, on his way down. See how JC Culyar once again seeing action from Italy, played for the College of St. Benilde. That will be another miss coming from RJ Azul.
There's just so much respect right there, you know, that defense coming from Jericho Cruz.
Culyar was drafted. Let's see that one more time. There it is. He was able to make contact with the net, affecting the trajectory of the basketball. He'll get the chance to earn those 2 points here and now with these 2 free throws.
Again, those bumps now being done by Tautua, gaining that advantage inside the paint. And then using that nice little drop step, up and under move from Mo Tautua.
So the second unit doing very well for the San Miguel Beermen. Tautua connects on the first free throw. And we haven't seen any of the starters come back into this matchup because it's still early here in the second quarter as we send it back to Yana.
Things have been looking great for Phoenix, but to make things even better, Phoenix will be debuting a new guard in JC Culyar in today's game. Coach Jamai couldn't shared that the main purpose of the 5'10 guard is not only to sub for Kent Salado, but to challenge the other guards of the team to be better and be sharper than JC is. Now, JC started training with the team last week, and today he's ready to bring the ideal sharpness and ready to contribute. He just is not sure where he'll contribute yet, but today he is excited to find out what his true role is in Phoenix. Back to you guys.
Number 38 overall pick, same batch as his teammate now, Kenneth Tuffin. Tautua inside, overpowers 2 defenders as he will bank this one home.
So this is actually the job of Junmar Fajardo, making sure that Mo Tautua will be handling that ball, gaining some advantage against the big man of Phoenix.
Daves has size against Don Trollano. A left-hand one-hander is good. It crawls home for Daves.
Well, you know, these were the things that he was doing in Ateneo. No? You know that he's very, very capable of really posting up. No, just no hesitation for Matthew Daves.
Jericho testing the speed of his defender there in Soyun. SMB asking for a goaltending violation. I think it could be reviewed by our referees. Be looked at. As finally we see the return of Kai Balongai. And Jason Perkins. Moto2 was asking me to deliver the message that he thought it was goaltending. Again, our referees, our table officials can look at it.
And they are looking at it now.
Gulliar launches, misses his first shot here in the PBA. And you look at this, Chris Ross wants to welcome the young guy to the PBA, wants to post him up, but Trollano could not send the pass his way just yet. Trollano launches from way downtown, and it is sweet. A 4-point conversion from Don.
Well, he cannot give that ball to Chris Ross, and just a little open space for Don Trollano to take that shot.
And just like that, SMB now ahead by 9 points, and now a steal coming from Trollano. Ball a little behind. Trollano was fouled by Gulliar. He will have to earn these points from the stripe.
If you want a bounce-back game, you want to see it from Don Trollano. Struggling in this last game. No points. 14 minutes of action. But what a ball game here in the second quarter for Don Trollano.
He is their leading scorer now. As Trollano hits double digits. First double-digit advantage for the San Miguel Beermen. 1 for 2 for Trollano. He has 10 points in the match. Perkins, quick trigger for 3, in and out. Again, the offense hitting a brick wall for the Phoenix Philmasters. Only 4 points here in this quarter. They exploded for 29 in the first. Tautua down low, banging against Perkins. The step through. A little bit short for Mo. Balongai claims the loose ball, and he's being hounded by 2 San Miguel Beermen, resulting to a jump.
Well, you know, Gulliar knew that he was going to be double teamed, no? The young man passing it to Kai Balongai was a little bit too low. Very hard for Kai to have received that ball. Good thing that Coach Jamaica is now putting back 2 of his starters who played very well, especially in the first 4 minutes.
Coach Jamaica did not get much from his bench here in the second quarter. 2 points from Daves, 2 points from Richie Rivero. That was it. That's all their output in the first 5.5. And you might devise a plan that could work well against the first 5 of the San Miguel Beermen. But what do you do against their second 5? Because there's a lot of talent deep in that bench.
Well, you know, the thing that San Miguel is really doing, is they're making sure that even their second 5 is equally as lethal as how they started the ball game.
Oh, good pass to the corner. Balongai, though, misses.
But the challenge of CJ Perez was there. Showing a lot of respect on those jumpers of Phoenix here in the second quarter.
Trollano kicks it out. Ross from the outside. 4-point shot. Rattles home.
This is a big run right here. It's not just about the offense, but the kind of defense that San Miguel has been doing in the last 7 minutes. Don't look now. 14-point lead by the San Miguel Beermen.
Dominating here in the second period, including those 2 4-point conversions. 47-33. Timeout, Phoenix.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
And Magnolia, but the San Miguel Beermen are eager for another shot at the Philippine Cup Championship.
But you know what we're looking at here, no? They're taking a lot of 3-point shots and 4-point shots. So there are not much points in the paint. So they're just making sure na hindi nabubugbog, no? Early on here in this conference. Ang kanilang big man. So of course, we're talking about the Kraken and Moto Tua. But here in this ball game, it's been totally different. You know that the points of attacks are not just inside the paint, but also from the outside.
It's actually very balanced, Coach. 20 points in the perimeter, 20 points in the paint, and then 7 free throws for the San Miguel Beermen as Manganti adds to the measly points of Phoenix here in the second quarter. That will only be their 6th. CJ attacks, slices up the defense, and gets this one to drop.
You know, when he puts that ball down, just in a flash, he's there taking it and scoring CJ Perez.
Arguably the top finisher in this entire league, but Perkins answers right back with a bucket inside.
Very strong move shown by Perkins. They need a lot more of that, especially in the second half.
Very long break for Junmar as Tautua has done very well for himself. That would be a foul absorbed by JM Calma against Manganti.
You know, I like the weak side movement of the big men of San Miguel. No? They're making sure that they're not forcing the issue by moving well without the ball. Now JM Calma getting that leather, but this was a very, very tough shot just a while ago by Perkins.
Calma picked up off a trade with the Northport Batang Pier. He was thrown into the fire with the Batang Pier after he was picked up. He was the starting center for Coach Pido back when he was drafted.
And you know, before his injury, you know, he was showing very well. He was averaging in double digits. But then the timing of that injury.
Oh, Ross poked that ball loose, and now a leak out for Trollano. Lays it up and in against the defense of Tio. Trollano leading all scorers with a dozen.
Again, you've got to give credit to the defense being played by San Miguel Beermen.
Defense closing all doors there for the Fuel Masters. Now Perkins wants to go one-on-one. The skip pass, tap, stolen. Ross with the takeaway. Forward now to CJ. Peter clear from the 4-point range. Does he want a shot from there? Balongai switching over. CJ goes behind the bag. The step back jumper short. There's a foul on the rebound against Tyler Tio.
Yeah, it could have been an offensive rebound, no? Great timing from Don Trollano. But without that push, could have been sure 2 points for Don Trollano.
Yeah, that is the added complication. Penalty situation, which will result now to 2 free throws for Don.
Well, somebody we have not seen back in this ball game for the Fuel Masters is Simon Camacho. Was really very aggressive in the first 10 minutes, no? Playing defense, even had a nice left-handed hook shot against Junmar Fajardo.
Coach Jamaic will try to get some shooting going here in the second quarter with the entrance of JJ Alejandro. One for 2 for Trollano, as he will extend their lead a little bit further. Dominant second quarter for the Beermen. Tyler Tio against Ross. Uses the screen, passes off to Perkins. Shoots over the defense of Tautua, and he scores.
You know, Tautua was encouraging him to take that shot, so why not? Says the hefty lefty. Now this is a clear mismatch.
CJ now outside, goes to Trollano, steps back for the long 2, it's a swish.
What a ball game coming from Don Trollano.
15 points in the game for Trollano coming off the bench. Alejandro drops it off to Balongai, and he banks it home.
Yeah, he was there for quite a long time, no? Has been asking for that leather. Great pass. Good recognition from JJ.
55-41 is the count. This is a 14-point lead for the San Miguel Beermen. Trollano firing on all cylinders, unstoppable here in the first half of action. Balongai and the other starters doing everything they can to fight back for Phoenix as he heads to this quick break.
You know what I love about
Ingat kayo lagi and maraming salamat po sa pag-alaga po ninyo sa mga anak ninyo. God bless.
Happy Mother's Day po sa lahat ng ilaw ng tahanan. A special greeting for those who are joining us today at the other half of Jericho Cruz, Miss Mosh, watching. Lahat ng kasama natin, from the production to the staff of the PBA, we're wishing everyone happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to your lovely wife.
Oh, thank you, Carlo.
The pleasure of
Thank you.
meeting in Baguio.
And of course to my mom who's leaving for the US tonight. Have a safe flight, Mom. That's Tita Lucille Gregorio.
Picking up the action with Marcio Lassiter torching the net from downtown.
You know, a lot of penetrations, a lot of clear shots being set up by San Miguel. Now, Tuffin has been doing that since the first 3 minutes of the game. He's not hesitating on taking those three-point shots.
When Tuffin and Perkins and Balongai are on the floor, Phoenix can match up with the San Miguel Beermen, no question about it. But it's the gap where they really fell behind against SMB, Coach.
You know, having 58 points, no, with still 2 minutes, that's something that will not make Coach Jamaica Harin happy. No, it's a lot of defensive schemes he has really shown, but the second unit was not up to it. So that is really the challenge for Phoenix Fuel Masters.
Explosive offense coming from the San Miguel Beermen, while Tuffin answers back to at least keep them in the conversation here in the first half. We have 1 minute and 58 remaining before we head on to our halftime break. Marcio Lassiter against TNT. 2 of 4 from the three-point range. 14 points and 5 rebounds. Also has 2 triples in this match already.
Well, Marcio Lassiter, you know that he can explode anytime, any day. He's not going to be posting up. He will just be there in those corners, no, top of the key. And that's something that he has been doing here in this ball game.
At syempre sa lahat po ng boboto bukas, ingat po tayong lahat. Magbaon po tayo ng tubig, ng payong, ng kumpya. Protect yourself from the elements because it's either way too hot or it's raining so much. Parang walang middle ground dito sa Pilipinas.
At saka talagang importante, bumoto ka.
Absolutely. Just exercise your right to vote as
Balongai.
Nice. Quick attack, knockout play for Phoenix. Drawn up by Coach Mike.
Great play coming from the baseline. Off the timeout, 12-point lead. There's something that they would want to do to at least whittle this lead down to single digits at the end of the second quarter.
Switch on the ball screen. Lassiter will dump it inside to Calma. JM towers over Tyler Dio, and he scores his first field goal.
And you know, he is legit 6'5". He was a big man at the Northport Batampier.
Tuffin goes to Alejandro first. And the offense looking a lot slower for Phoenix as compared to how they played in the first quarter. Alejandro attacks the closeout, loses the basketball to CJ. Perez flying and scoring with a finger roll.
And what about that screen that was done by Wami Chongson, making sure that it was an open lane for CJ Perez for that layup.
Oh, it looks like Fajardo will take a break for the
Relax
entire
lang,
second quarter.
Sabi niya siguro kay coach, sila na muna coach, okay pa ako.
Another miss coming from Phoenix. 45 seconds remaining in our first half. Look at that in and out dribble and the lefty lay for CJ. What a beauty.
Well, just very, very skillful is CJ Perez, finishing with the left hand. Now you like that. Kenneth Tuffin, really aggressive in offense.
This was what was effective for Phoenix. Put your head down, go attack, look for early offense against SMB.
But you know the thing is they have been having turnover problems in the second quarter, and those really translated into a lot of points. This was the in-out dribble, and then that layup coming from CJ Perez. How tough was that? And here it is. Defense has not been set by San Miguel. There is Kenneth Tuffin after about 5 seconds scoring for the Fuel Masters.
(64-48), 31.6 seconds remaining. So last two possessions here in the first half. Phoenix looked strong in the first 10 minutes. SMB gained control late in the opener. And now they have built a double-digit advantage even without a lot of help coming from Junmar, who's only had 2 points in this matchup. 1 field goal for the Kraken. Everyone else doing damage, of course, led by Don Trollano and CJ Perez. Marcio wanted to go inside that ball poke free. It will stay with the San Miguel Beermen in the shot clock.
Great aggressive defense again coming from Kenneth Tuffin. Only 15.6 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Wami knows they don't have much time here in this offense.
CJ, step to the side, 3-point shot, no. That will be a foul.
That's going to be a push. That will be a push. That's clear as day right there.
But the good thing for SME is that they're so far from the penalty situation. That will only be their second.
Well, you know, the good thing with that effort of Calma is that he didn't allow that defensive rebound coming from Phoenix. Making sure that it's not going to be an early break. So ito, sideline inbound lang, okay pa rin.
Jeron Teng will enter for JM Calma. 3 fouls to give for the San Miguel Beermen. Double team against Tyler Alejandro, swings it. Perkins with a layup. It's good. A quick attack for SMB, for Phoenix rather, as SMB was not able to give up a foul. So at least a good ending coming from the Phoenix Field Masters, but they will be facing a double-digit disadvantage heading into our third quarter as Don Trollano came in from the second unit and immediately made an impact. This is a player who did not score a single point in their last game against TNT, now making up for it with this kind of effort.
4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. What a second quarter, and what a first half actually from Don Trollano.
And they will lead 64-50 at the end of our first 24 minutes of action. Check back with us here on PBA Rush and Filipinas Live for the third quarter.
Filipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Filipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Pilipinas Live?
Volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about Pilipinas Live?
Volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
You know what I love about
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
And your San Miguel Beermen 1-point lead for SMB at the end of the first quarter, and then they found their rhythm thanks to their bench players. And the leading scorer is Trollano to allow themselves to get this double-digit lead at the half. Carlo Pamintuan, Coach Alan Gregorio for PBA Rush and Pilipinas Live. Coach Alan, what went wrong with Phoenix in that second quarter?
Well, you know, it was a very good start on the part of Phoenix, not just offensively, but of course because of their defense. They were up by 7 points at one point. But then again, when their starters were given a rest by Coach Jamaicarin, and then it was already the second unit, it was totally different. And you know, the aggressiveness of San Miguel was very much felt during that point. That's why after the first half, it was now a big lead by the San Miguel Beermen.
34-6, just walloping the second unit of the Phoenix Masters. And when you play 5 out, like how Phoenix started in this ball game, you kind of accept that you will lose the offensive rebounding battle because all of the bodies will be outside the three-point range, because that is how you want the defense to react for SMB. You want Junmar Fajardo to stepping up, so you're saying no to getting second chance points because of that setup.
Well, you know, it was exactly how they wanted it, actually, you know, because if there was a miss coming from San Miguel, it was a perfect opportunity for them to outrun the San Miguel Beermen. But what was the real difference, and what happened? It was actually the consistency of the second unit that was not present when they had to do their substitution.
Because Mo Tautua, their fourth leading scorer of this game, coming off the bench, has outscored the entire bench of the Phoenix Masters. Only 2 points for Richie Rivera, 2 points for Daves, and 2 points for Manganti. Will there be adjustment in terms of the starters for Coach Jamaicarin? Will he try to change things up?
Well, you know, what we're expecting is that how he started the first quarter is how he's going to be starting this third quarter. But the thing is, San Miguel already knows what that specific game plan that was done by the white shirt. So let's see if they're still going to be starting with Wami Chongson.
Looks like they will, Coach.
And then, of course, they will not. They will already know. They will already know what kind of offense Phoenix will be playing here to start this third quarter.
So both teams will employ the exact same starting units. Tuffin, Tio, Perkins, Balongai, and Camacho for Coach Jamaic. Yongson, Lassiter, Fajardo, Brondial, and Perez on the other side for Coach Leo. But maybe the slight adjustment from Coach Jamaic will be to pull some of these players back earlier here in the third quarter and not give them like 10 minutes
10.5 yun,
Yep, which
10.5
prevented
yun
them
in the
from
first
playing
quarter.
early in the second quarter. Here we go, we begin. Our third quarter of action with Wami Chongson still being hounded by Kenneth Tuffin. Chongson finds a gap, drops it off. Good recovery defensively for the Fuel Masters. Baseline drive, CJ. Great defense from Camacho, staying vertical. And they will get a stop in the first possession of our second half.
Yeah, you like that stop coming from Phoenix, no? That was a big challenge, and not to start this third quarter. That's good play coming from Perkins and Kai Balongai.
And early offense. Back to what made them successful in the first quarter. Balongai did a tremendous job of slowing down, of stopping Junmar Fajardo. Only 2 points for the Kraken. But there's a switch. Tuffin on him now. Junmar to CJ. Perez on the drive. The sneaky layup will only hit the side of the backboard. Tyler attacks middle, creates for Tuffin. They go inside. Balongai with the up fake. Draws a foul from Junmar. He will take 2 free throws.
Yeah, great pass coming from Tuffin. Going for high percentage shot. Kai Balongai moving well without the ball. Attacking the defense of Junmar Fajardo. 2 free throws for Kai Balongai.
12 points in the game for Kai. Getting positioning early. And he wants to lead Phoenix here in the third period. They want to come back into it. Getting a quick start definitely helps their cause.
Well, solid performance coming from Kai Balongai. So good start right here, third quarter. This is the kind of aggressiveness that you expect because they were quite successful with it in the first quarter.
Because if you're Phoenix, if you go up to 3-3, if you go up to 500, then that sets you up right in the thick of things in the battle for the playoffs.
That is right.
But if you fall to 2-4, then you'll start becoming on the back foot. Maybe it will be a little tougher to find that rhythm to make it to the top 4, although the playoffs is still a definite possibility. That's a miss coming from CJ.
Oh, a lot of challenge, no? Close outs coming from Phoenix here. No easy shots for the San Miguel Beermen to start this third quarter.
And not a lot of adjustments coming from the offense of the San Miguel Beermen. Still struggling with this lanky defensive unit to start our third quarter. That pass wayward. Perkins did not think it was for him. Marcio, pull-up jumper, no. Oh, but there's a foul on Camacho.
So that's going to be a arm contact coming from Simon Camacho on the jumper. Oh, that's going to be a technical foul. 64-54. San Miguel has not scored. Here. Oh, there it is. There it is. So it's not a contact. Oh, dangerous.
We rarely see that happen. It was actually the back foot on the closeout that made contact with the foot of Marcio Lassiter. Just a foul on Simon Camacho. And that will be 3 free throws for Marcio.
Yeah, that was taken from beyond the arc. That's right. So all part of the closeouts, no? Very specific, not to give those open looks to the shooters of the San Miguel Beermen. But Marcio sinks the first one.
Lassiter had a couple of 3-point conversions early. That's 2 for 2. You can see the coaching staff of the Phoenix Fuel Masters with Governor Attorney Raymond Zorilla, team manager Paulo Bugia. And we send it over to Ayan.
Carlo and Coach AG coming from the halftime huddles of both teams. For SMB, head coach Leo Austria very satisfied with what they showed in the first half. 15 assists in 24 minutes compared to the 15 assists in 48 minutes in their last game. And also defense that was lacking in their last game was finally made up for in our first half. The only way to sustain this are the in-game adjustments for the matchups. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, they focused way too much on limiting Junmar Fajardo that they totally forgot about the rest of the team. If you look at SMB's bench points, that is at 34. It was obvious that Phoenix did not know how to handle the whole SMB squad for the first half. More awareness and in-game adjustments as well for them in the second half. Back to you guys.
Did you see how happy Junmar Fajardo was when he received that ball against Simon Camacho? He had a big smile because he knew it was going to be either a bucket or a foul. Only two possible outcomes.
And you like that report, no? The defense of Phoenix totally focusing on making stops against Junmar Fajardo. But the second quarter was totally different players, no, contributing for Coach Leo.
Only 4 points in the matchup for Junmar Fajardo. Not a problem really whatsoever. As his other teammates have more than their fair share. Swami Chongson really wants a challenge coming from Coach Leo.
It wasn't me, huh? It wasn't me. Let's see if it was a hit against his teammate Simon Camacho. That is what Wami Chongson is actually saying.
You know, sometimes when your player runs up to you like that,
makinig ka.
Oo.
Makinig ka.
Looks like Wami was so super sure that he was not the one who committed the foul.
Silang nagkatamaan, biniwami.
It is successful. But I think Phoenix will retain possession. This play was basically dead,
right,
with them having the basketball. So they just saved up a foul there with that challenge. Balongai, drive and kick, Tuffin, hand off to Perkins, 4 to score for the Fuel Master. CJ all over him. Good challenge from CJ as they're forced to a miss. Wami with a push, Marcio to CJ, Perez, the drive, the banker, no, rebound Brondial. Rodney puts it up, misses. Balongai secures the board for Phoenix. Quick attack here for the Fuel Masters. Great defense from Brondial. But they will get another crack at it. No, they won't. That's a turnover. The jump for the loose ball. It is saved by CJ for SMB.
What a big effort right here coming from the red shirts. First it was Wami, and then it was CJ. Now that's going to be a complete mismatch. But the pass was a little strong. Got a little excited.
Yeah, that is the challenge of a quick, athletic, but smaller defender against Junmar.
But first, let's look at this great defense on the other side by Rodney Brondial.
But Perkins on his way up. Tremendous effort really for Rodney, especially in the first quarter where he scored 8 points. Tyler to the corner. Balongai sends it to Camacho. Handoff up top. Only 3 to shoot here. The Fuel Masters will have to put it up from way downtown. That's a miss from the 4-point range. Rebound CJ. Quick ball screen action. Marcio attacks the pull-up jumper. Sweet.
And then going back to the offense of the Fuel Masters, the last 2 possessions, they've been taking the shot in the last 1 or 2 seconds. That just talks about the great defensive effort being shown by the San Miguel Beermen.
Beerman attempting to break this game wide open right here, right now, forcing this time out. For the Phoenix Fuel Masters, 71-54 is the count as we head into this quick break.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
But to retain their championship, but everyone else primed to challenge them. We're talking about Magnolia, and Lex is playing well early. You can never count out SMB, Ginebra, and of course TNT looking for the Grand Slam. So many teams who want to challenge for the championship here in our final conference of the 49th season.
Well, of course, if you're number 3 or number 4, then you're up against a San Miguel Beermen or maybe a Barangay Ginebra Gin King.
Well,
you
still
just
early.
cannot,
They could get to the top 4.
You just really cannot choose your opponent. You're right, no? You just have to really play each and every game with precision.
Another empty possession for Phoenix. Another bucket for CJ Perez. He has 16 now to lead all scorers. Perkins against a double team. Had to dribble out. Swings it to Kenneth Tuffin. The lefty layup, no. Battle for the rebound is won by SMB. Perez to Chongson. Has been very quiet in this game. Fajardo against Tuffin. That will be a foul against Tuffin.
Yeah, that's a very tough defense being shown by Kenneth Tuffin. But there's just so much mismatch every time Junmar Fajardo wants to attack the basket. Look at this. Little push and then that body up. That really merited that call right there. Tama yung tawag ng referee, no?
Yeah, that's almost an automatic call. You have both arms while defending at the post. Tuffin was trying to ask for an explanation. What is needed for his attack to draw a foul on the other side? As Junmar making the move, what Kai Balongai misses. Brondial mishandles the rebound as Garcia takes it away. RR to Kai. Balongai on the move. Good hands from CJ, and he will be locked up. Another jump ball here.
Well, quick hands coming from CJ Perez. He knew that was not the strong side of Kai Balongai, putting that ball down using his left hand. But even if, that attack was successful, there was still help side defense, and Rodney Brondial was there to help out the defense of Junmar Fajardo.
And I think CJ Perez was successful in convincing the referee not to call him up for the jump ball. Instead, it is Rodney Brondial. Will they correct it? Will they correct it? Yes, they will. Hindi nakaisa si CJ. As it will have to be him jumping it up.
I like the reaction of Rodney Brondial. Okay. It's not really me.
Here's a possession. Verano just checked in, did not want to take the shot. Rafi, good pass to Tuffin. So many bodies there, and unfortunately for Kai Balongai, he was already stepping out of bounds. Second time that this has happened to him.
Well, I thought that shot of Verano should have been taken. Even if he just came in to the basketball game, he was just so wide open.
Brondial swings it to CJ. 12 seconds on the shot now. Perez to his left. Brondial. That's so deep. Mishandles. But he will be able to save the loose ball. Brondial with the extra possession and the assist to Perez.
Not giving up on the play was Rodney Brondial. And he knew that that ball was still alive.
That must be frustrating for Coach Mike. There were 3 Fuel Masters there in that shaded area. But it is San Miguel that gets the bucket. Jumper is good for Verano.
Well, Rafi Verano just came into this ball game. He's got a good shot.
75-56. 19-point advantage for the San Miguel Beermen. Byung-son goes to the step back. In and out. Rebound, Tuffin. Kenneth Tuffin on the drive. And he will draw the foul from Brondial.
So that's going to be a reach-in foul coming from Rodney Brondial. Smart foul actually, because that's just going to be a sideline inbound.
So Coach Jamaic pulled off a couple of earlier substitutions with Verano and Garcia checking in for Tio and Camacho. But then Tuffin, Perkins, and of course Balongai played all minutes so far, all 7 here in the first quarter. R.R. Garcia kicks it out to Perkins, good pin down screen, and Perkins will miss from the outside. Jericho Cruz also had decent performance when he checked into this ball game in our first quarter. Fajardo with the pass. Brondial, the one-hander, won't get the bounce. Rebound Garcia. RR leading the charge. Perkins, Rafi, Verano all the way.
So off the bench, he's got 4 points. Good contribution coming from Rafi Verano. Still a big 17-point lead right here, but we're just in the third quarter.
It has to be quick. It has to be decisive coming from Phoenix. They could not second-guess themselves in offense. As Fajardo just works his way inside, sinubo na lang.
And you know how tough it is to be defending against Junmar Fajardo one-on-one. There's got to be some help defense being shown by Phoenix.
Balongai for 3. Too strong. You know, Fajardo will bring this ball down. Sabi niya, baka magkamali pa. So, hang on to that basketball.
Antay-antay lang.
Slow it
Tama
down.
naman.
He wants to post up once again versus Balongai.
That's the high-low play. That is the right kind of play.
SMB will recover. The pass tap stolen now. Garcia is fouled by Wami Chongson.
Why
and
not?
It will be reviewed.
Did he go for the ball? Did he go for the man?
He did go for the basketball, but was he behind? Could it be a transition take foul? That will be what our referees take another look at. It is indeed a transition take foul against Wami Chongson. He's had his offensive frustrations here in this match. He heads back to the bench. In comes Chris Ross.
Well, you know, to start this ball game, you know, it was Tuffin who was actually defending against Wami Chongson early on. That's why it was really very tough for Wami to have started his offensive firepower in the first quarter.
Only 2 shot attempts for Wami in 19 minutes of action. 0 points, a rebound, and an assist across his name. 2 personal fouls. But the offense looked a lot better. Coach Alan, when it was Chris Ross being their primary point guard in that second quarter.
Well, you know that he was going to be fielded in to make sure that the offense of the San Miguel Beermen will be moving very well. And he played very well alongside Don Trollano, and they're back here in this ball game.
Picking up from where he left off in the first half. 17 points now for Trollano. That will be an unforced error. Trollano putting the moves on the defense of Sean Manganti. 2 generations of Adamson small forwards going at it, and it is the veteran who was successful. A 20-point lead for SMB.
You know what I love about Philippine
Sa mga tumatayong ina ng tahanan, binabati ko kayo ng maligayang Happy Mother's Day. And God bless sa inyo. Sana papatuloy niyo yung mga ginagawa niyo para sa pamilya. God bless. Na-appreciate namin kayo, especially ng PBA. God bless.
Well, the biggest mama's boy in the PBA, of course, is the Kraken, Junmar Fajardo. Unfortunately,
I'm sure he just really misses
can't celebrate
his mother so
Mother's
much.
Day physically, but in his heart, always there. We're seeing some of the tributes of our players to their better halves, mother of their children, celebration of Mother's Day. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. What a pass! As Junmar Fajardo making noise here in the third quarter.
What about that great back screen that was done by Chris Ross to make sure that there was going to be delay on that defense of Phoenix?
Good pass as well on the other side. Hanging midair was Matthew Daves, and he will draw a foul against Kahilig.
Solid, nice screen, even before that movement of Junmar Fajardo.
The pass that Arvin Santos made famous, the high-low connection with Junmar, allowing them to extend their lead. But Matthew Daves will answer with this first free throw going down.
Well, that's going to be the third point coming from Matthew Daves. So good contribution. But then again, they were not able to actually sustain that 7-point lead, 16-9 in the first 6 minutes of the ball game. It was all about great defense that was shown by the Fuel Masters.
But it has been the depth of the bench for the San Miguel Beermen that turned this ball game around. Jericho wants to attack the defense of Garcia, lost the ball, but Verano will run out of space on the sideline.
Only 2.3 seconds remaining, the shot clock. It's got to be almost a catch and shoot situation.
And that will turn out to be an air ball for Don Trollano. So the bench scoring coach, an update, it is 36-11 in favor of the San Miguel Beermen. The bench that was not able to show up against the TNT Topangiga now making up for themselves against the Fuel Masters.
Yeah, that's almost the difference in this lead of the San Miguel Beermen. 20.
And later on, we will see the TNT Tropang 5G in action. Oh, that was a bad fall for Rafi Verano as he landed on the knee of Kahilig, who will shake it off.
You know, how important is that next game? Both teams really needing a win. Talk about Meralco escaping, no?
Yeah.
In their last game last Friday.
Meralco
versus Northport Batangpiel.
Is at 3-3. TNT is at 2-3, winning their last couple of games after losing their first 3. Good pass once again to Fajardo. He was hacked, but it's really nothing that Junmar Fajardo will be bothered with the foul coming from R. Garcia. And one opportunity now for Junmar as he finally hits double digits with 10.
You know, it's really going to be very tough because, you know, you cannot bump him on the move. And he's just moving well without the ball. Even with this defense of the Fuel Masters, it's just going to be making it a lot easy, no? That kind of play coming from the Beermen.
Top ball screen action. Garcia to Daves now. Fakes the handoff. Settles for the mid-range look. That is a straight stroke coming from Daves. He is the leading scorer off the bench with 6.
So he's got to be a lot more aggressive. No, there's no closeout on the part of Junmar Fajardo. Maybe they can go to Matthew Daves. But on the other side, it's going to be Junmar attacking as well the defense of Matthew.
The pass was recovered by Ross. Going up against Garcia. Kicks it out. Trollano with 2 to shoot. Has to put it up. That will be a miss. Garcia claims the rebound for Phoenix. Garcia wants 4. Can't get it. Fajardo gobbles up another board. 2 more making noise here in our third quarter of action. helping SMB build this 20-point lead. Fajardo inside, easy does it.
And just a lot of passes coming from Jericho Cruz here in the last 3 minutes. He's really looking for Junmar Fajardo, and those passes are in the move for Junmar. That's why there's no double teaming effort. No, impossible for Phoenix to do their defensive schemes.
Well, he did not play the entire second quarter, so he's fresh as a daisy here in the third, Coach.
Sinasabi mo, no? Sige, kayo na muna. Actually, it was a good game coming from Mo Tautua. Oh, here he is. Tautua will be giving Junmar Fajardo a much-needed rest with only 7.7 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Entry pass to Perkins immediately. Double team will come for him. Perkins put up a shot, misses. One more opportunity perhaps to beat the buzzer. That will not work for the Fuel Masters. So heading into the fourth and final quarter of action, Phoenix Fuel Masters will find themselves down 85-63 against the San Miguel Beermen.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Don Trollano, who was
How much do we love Pinoy?
not yet too many minutes in that third quarter, but he has nonetheless delivered for the bench and second chance points. Nothing yet for the Phoenix Fuel Masters versus size of SMB, and Phoenix playing 5 out means that they will not have too many offensive rebounders present as we're ready to begin our fourth and final quarter of action here in our first offering of your PBA Mother's Day doubleheader. First match features SMB against Phoenix, where the Beerman up 85-63.
Just solid bench depth shown by San Miguel after their starters was struggling in the early part of the first quarter. It was totally different, because of the aggressiveness shown, headed by their captain, of course, by Chris Ross.
Matthew Daves has been very aggressive here in the minutes he has been given by Coach Jamaic.
Yeah, you like that tax being done by Matthew Daves, huh? Problem right now is that even if he's offensive-minded, he is the one tasked to defend against a Junmar Fajardo and now a Mo Tautua. So he's going to be very tired at the end of this day.
Phoenix is hoping that RJ Hazul will get his shooting going, as they need him or someone to heat up to help the cause for Phoenix here in the fourth quarter. Trollano against Manganti. That matchup once again, and Trollano overpowers Manganti one more time.
He's just been doing that against the defense of Sean Manganti. Some pride will have to be done, will have to be given by Sean against Don Trollano.
19 points to lead all scorers for Don Trollano. That is off the bench for the Beermen. Daves faking the handoff. Azul open, but he misses everything from downtown. Daves tried his best to keep it alive, but it is Tautua who secured the rebound. Trollano making a move. He is fouled from behind by Garcia.
Not giving up on that play was RR. But there was arm contact. RR saying that it was all ball. But he's not so decided. He has not gone to his coach and saying that we've got to challenge that defense. So 2 free throws will be taken by Don Trollano.
Don Trollano is so versatile offensively that any type of defensive matchup you show against him, he knows how to beat them.
Big man, small man on the dribble. Give him space. He's going to be taking it. Has really improved so much. Look at those numbers. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Solid performance coming from a subpar performance the last time out in 14 minutes of action for Don Trollano.
Manganti wanted to go baseline, but the foul will be called against Tautua.
So that's going to be a reach-in foul called on Mo Tautua.
Tyler Teo re-enters the contest. They need a spark. They need someone to heat up and give their offense a lift. Talking about the Fuel Masters. They have some time left on the clock. That will be called as a foul against Kahilig.
And sensing that it can be a mismatch, Perkins versus Kahilig, but still, the stance of Andreas Kahilig in defending the post moves of Perkins is not making life easy at all for Jason Perkins.
Tyler Teo kicks it out to Perkins. They find Manganti momentarily open, and he converts from the corner.
You like that ball movement, did not force a shot. Perkins knew that there was somebody open in that corner. Good setup job. 21-point lead, plenty of time remaining.
Kahilig, what a pass to Trollano inside. But he did not catch it clean, so he ejects, dribbles out. Now Cruz has it. Into Tautua. Mo covered well, lefty layup, too much behind it. Trollano will give them another crack at it. Jericho leaves it for Don. Off the spin, layup, no. And now Phoenix is on the run. Tyler Teo attacks quickly. He was gobbled up by the defense, and there was a foul.
It's not going to be easy. Who was actually running down, making sure that there was no fast break opportunity for the Fuel Masters, big man Kahilig and Mo Tautua.
Referee saying that they want another look at this. If it was just an ordinary foul or something extra rough coming from the Beermen. 9:45 left in our ball game as we take another look at it. I mean, obviously a foul, but could there be something more tagged against Tautua?
It was actually Kahilig who made sure that there was no attempt coming from Tyler Teo.
Just an ordinary foul. San Miguel trying to make a case for it to be a pass ball. The referee saying the motion was started. Take the shot for Tyler Teo. As we send it back to Ayana.
Carlin, Coach AG, coming from the huddle of the Phoenix Fuel Masters, Coach Jamai couldn't emphasizing, are we going to argue or are we going to play, especially with the frustration coming from Jason Perkins? It seems like the team is having a hard time playing together and following the game plan in this second half. Coach Jamai noticed after the first ball screen involving Junmar Fajardo, wala na siya involvement after. They need to work together, they need to involve Junmar and limit him if they want to catch up to the lead. Back to you guys.
Well, it's always a good idea to try and involve Junmar in as many ball screen situations as possible. That was what made them successful in the first quarter. Lucky break here for Phoenix as Don Trollano mishandles the basketball when he was ready to shoot inside.
But somehow he has really been very aggressive, being where the action is, trying to get those rebounds. Don Trollano not successful with the offense, but you like the kind of energy being shown by Don Trollano for the San Miguel Beermen.
Well, for Phoenix to come back into this ball game, staring at this 19-point deficit, it will have to start here and now for them. Perkins banging against Tautua. He spins, and that is effective. A short one-hander beats the defense of Mo.
But scoring has really been very, very hard here in this ball game. especially here in the second half for the hefty lefty.
Jericho up top versus Azul. He makes his move and uses the screen from Tautua. 3 to score now. Mo takes it all the way, but he was blocked up top by Perkins. And they will run out of time. Shot clock violation against the Fieldmasters.
What a big challenge, huh? On that layup, going airborne was Mo Tautua. It was not easy because of this big block from Jason Perkins.
Timeout for the Fieldmasters. They're still down by 17 points with 8 minutes 38 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Start their offense not just by his own scoring, but making plays for his teammates as well.
Well, you know, they're making sure, talking about the defense of the San Miguel Beermen, that it's not going to be open looks for Tyler Teo. He's got some good attacks, but then, the help side defense, look at this. They're automatically double-teaming him, making sure that he does not get this ball. That's why it goes to Manganti.
Only 8 points for Ty here in this match. Sin has 8 minutes and 30 to work with. Junmar, after a very short break, back in the ball game for the San Miguel Beermen. Trollano completes the stop, goes to the Euro, sets up Cruz. They go back up top. Fajardo misses. Rebound Cahilig. Rebound Fajardo. So many opportunities as Junmar out-muscles everyone.
Yeah, he knows what to do with that ball when he is inside the paint. He's not going to force it. He knows how to finish, Junmar Fajardo.
Like a man among boys in that particular play. The ball tapped out by Cahilig. Oh, even more problems for the defense of Phoenix as CJ Perez also marks his return to this ball game. Even the catch is being defended by Jay Cahilig.
That's right. You're not going to be getting that ball, no? Once you have that leather, it's going to be very hard to play defense against you.
Nawala yung contact lens nitong si Jason Perkins. He was very quick to put it back. If it was me, coach, I'll take maybe 2 to 3 business days before I quit ultimately on trying to put on contact lenses. Balongai from way downtown, no good on the triple. Nag-agawan. That's a rebound. Yung magkakamping San Miguel Beermen. Opening up an opportunity for Perkins inside. Kicks it out. Tyler Teo straight away. Won't get the bounce though.
Not anymore, says Junmar Fajardo. 7 and 30. Back to a 19-point lead. They're going back to Junmar Fajardo. That is where their offense will be starting.
Fajardo banging. The double team comes for him. The fake pass. Fajardo fade away. Oh, it's good.
And looking for options. Did not give that kick out. This is my ball. I'm going to be shooting it. Back to a 21-point lead for the San Miguel Beermen.
Foul is called against Cahilig as he was extra physical defending Jason Perkins.
And Cahilig is just making sure that his defense is really being felt.
Yep. Nothing comfortable for
Jason
Perkins.
Lots of fakes. And then that nice little fadeaway coming from Junmar Fajardo.
Balongai attacks, goes inside. Foul from behind by Junmar.
Yeah, he acknowledges that contact. Medyo gumulo yung buhok eh. Yung gumulo yung buhok ni Kai Balongai. So that's really a foul. So that would mean 2 free throws.
And this should help for the Phoenix Philmasters. They got SMB into the penalty very early. 7 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. But it only works if you make your free throws.
He's been showing a lot of improvement in offense, no? He's getting used to playing here in the PBA, the physicality. Making the second one was Kai.
Balongai leading his team in scoring with 15 points in this game. Still a 20-point lead though for the San Miguel Beermen. Now CJ versus Perkins. They dump it inside to Junmar. Once again, a big smile for Fajardo. But Tuffin outsmarts him by tapping that ball loose and out of bounds. It'll stay though with the San Miguel Beermen.
So that was a scheme, no? He was dropping down left and then on the spin, going to the right. It was going to be a double teaming effort, no? So they've got to do a lot more of that. Talking about the defense of the Fuel Masters.
Timeout for the San Miguel Beermen, protecting a 20-point lead, 93-73.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live?
Theo, well, he did everything he could to lift his squad to a victory. And they were almost there. They were so close to getting the win. But then a late bucket coming from Marcio Lassiter, and you will see it here. A slight mistake on the defense of Phoenix. And now Lassiter to steal it and win it for the San Miguel Beermen in the Commissioner's Cup. A quick attack here leads to nothing, but Junmar Fajardo secures another rebound and he slams it home.
And what a timing. Even with 3 white shirts being there, locating him, blocking him out, he was still able to get that big offensive rebound and a dunk.
He had no problem taking the back seat on offense in the first half, but now it's Junmar time for the San Miguel Beermen. CJ on the crossover. Perez, jackknife layup, almost but not quite. Everything but the bucket there would have been an automatic highlight. Perkins steps to the side, jumper over Junmar, won't work. Balongai with the offensive rebound, and that will be a foul drawn by Kai.
So not giving up here in this ball game, no? Just a lot of hard work being shown by Kai Balongai.
To score of the second opportunities as we take another look at this. The swarm was not enough to slow down Junmar as he just towered over everyone for the slam dunk.
There were 4 white shirts inside the paint. He was able to get that rebound. Even on the dribble, was still able to control that leather. Junmar Fajardo.
Jeron Teng enters for Andreas Cahilig. Good work on the defensive end for Dre. You know who we haven't seen, Coach? Richie Rivero. He saw some action in the first half. Nothing here in the second half.
Yeah, he took 2 free throws actually, no?
Yeah, made 2 points.
And then it's not been filtered back in. So still about 6 minutes. It's all about the defense. What are the schemes? How do they stop Junmar Fajardo?
The fronting of Kai Balongai almost results to a stop, but SMB will recover. Jeron attacks baseline. Oh, what a beautiful sidestep coming from Jeron.
So much talent, no? Filled it here in the fourth quarter. Attacking the defense baseline. That was tough from Jeron Teng.
This is open. 3-point shot is good for Kenneth Tuffin. Pin down screen provided by Balongai to open it up.
He has been working on that jumper, no? Those 3-point shots, Kenneth Tuffin. But how do they stop the offensive juggernaut of the San Miguel Beermen.
Entry pass to Junmar. Lost the ball from behind. The scramble won by Hazul. RJ steps into a pull-up three, and it will fall short. Putback is good, though, for Perkins.
Well, they're not giving up here in this ball game. Good run.
Well, this is still a 17-point advantage for the San Miguel Beermen. Is this a matter of too little and too late for the Phoenix Fuel Masters? They allow Jeron to take that shot from way downtown. Won't work. Another stop for Phoenix. The pass is stolen by Jeron. Oh, but too casual on the receive was Chris Ross.
Well,
leading to a turnover.
I saw Coach Leo saying that we've got to call a timeout.
Fuel Masters will call a timeout instead. 97 to 80. 4 minutes, 24 remaining here in the final quarter.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Quiet in the first half with only 2 points, but when Junmar Fajardo decided that he will be a threat, well, who's stopping him? 18 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, 8 of 11 from the field for the Kraken.
You know, those are almost his numbers here in this conference. 19.8 points, 12.3 rebounds. So just a little more, he will be able to surpass his numbers. Grabe, no?
He still is and will always be playing to make his mama proud. Yan. Ang bisnak si Abay, Junmar Fajardo. Marcio Lassiter re-entering, replacing Jericho. With 4 minutes, 24 remaining here in our ball game, our first offering of PBA Mother's Day here at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Up next, we have the Meralco Bolts going up against the TNT Tropang 5G. Hazul attacks. Nifty pass inside. Balongai banks it home.
Yeah, aerial acrobats being shown by Kai. Oh, this is just a 15-point lead, huh?
There's still time coming from Phoenix. Johnson, also in this ball game, has yet to score. To the corner we go. Marcio for 3. That will not work. Fajardo grabs his 12th rebound. Johnson, too tight at the baseline. Sends it to Junmar first. 5 seconds to score. Fajardo now putting in the work against Kai. Bumps, creates space, and that sweet touch from the perimeter.
Oh, wow. Now more than his averages. 20 points, 12 rebounds. The go-to of the San Miguel Beermen. Now, RJ Azul. That's a tough shot right there. Over his Gilas teammate. That's Marcio Lassiter.
Put on the line for RJ Hazul. Was close to being a 4-point conversion.
Very tough defense being shown by Kenneth Tuffin.
And that was a statement early. As we take another look at this bucket from Junmar and then the counter from RJ Hazul. CJ off the crossover. Perez, the pass. It's bothered. Referee saying it will stay with the San Miguel Beermen.
8 seconds on the shot clock. 8 seconds to shoot.
8 seconds on the shot clock for the Red Shirts. Quick pass to Junmar. Oh, similar to what they did earlier. Fajardo running the clock down. Takes the handoff. Now to Teng. He has to shoot. And that will mean a reset on the shot clock to 14. Fresh for the Beermen. Another chance to score.
That's what happens. Now, if you feel that Junmar Fajardo is there, even if you try to get that rebound, it's just going to be totally changing your decision making.
CJ locates Jeron. Another two-step. This time he draws a foul for free throws. And this foul will be reviewed.
Well, Kenneth Tuffin is just making sure that things are not going to be easy. Even here in the final 2 minutes and 47, a lot of challenge.
Oh yeah, it connected with the face. Of course, he was gunning for the ball. The referee is just deciding to take another look at it, determine what the foul will be. But you know that Tuffin is a tough as nails defender. That is why he earned the trust of Coach Mike very early into his career.
No, that's not his family name for nothing. Nothing easy, but incidental contact, but that's gonna mean he's gonna be pulled out of this ball game in the final 3 minutes.
That means he's out for the matchup.
A low 5 given by Junmar Fajardo. He appreciates the toughness, no? And you were looking for Richie Rivera. He's going to be back here in this game.
You can see the coaching staff of the Phoenix Wheelmasters, even team manager Paulo Bugia. You can see what they're motioning.Ey're trying to say, oh, if you will call the elbow of Jericho Cruz in the first half as just an ordinary foul, then this was actually, you know, a challenge for the basketball. Where do we draw the line in terms of the unsportsmanlike foul? But that is the decision of the referees and our technical officials. Unsportsmanlike foul will disqualify Tuffin for the rest of this contest. Unless it goes to one unlikely overtime period. Which is not looking like the case, as this is still a 16-point lead. Jeron Teng has just been aggressive and his teammates are looking for him.
Yeah, they want him involved in the offense, you know. You've got a very talented young man. But look at this, no? You like how he's really playing splendid basketball. Battling it out against the big names of the San Miguel Beermen. That's Kai Balongai.
The potential is definitely there, and we're seeing his best confidence so far in his young career. Richie Rivero, oh, found a way to bank it home.
This is still 2 minutes and 12 seconds. It's never over until it's over. It's about the defense being played by the Phoenix Fuel Masters.
First, this Jeron Teng bucket, but not enough bodies running back on defense for SMD. And then this magical connection from Richie Rivero completes the N1 play.
A 13-point lead. Remember, there is a 4-point shot here in the PBA. So what's important right here is for the San Miguel Beermen to be able to milk the clock and go for high percentage shot.
CJ gets a switch. Perez on the move. The finish is strong.
That's a little too wide open was a defense. There was a big gap right there. And CJ Perez making sure that he's going to be attacking that one.
Extending their lead to 15 points, 105-90 with a minute and 50 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yo, umangat pa ang mga bida sa gilas ng hinga.
Pitch, and he has been throughout this conference to shade under 50%, even 50. 20 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals for Perez.
And you know, in the last 2 games, he's been averaging almost 25 points per ball game for CJ Perez. Now with only a minute and 50 seconds remaining, it will all boil down to just one defensive stop And it's going to be a win for the San Miguel Beermen.
So for Phoenix, you might just have to start jacking up 3s and 4s at this stage.
That's right. That's right.
That could be your best chance of getting back into this quickly.
So how many guys can actually be taking the 4-point shot or the 3-point shot? Almost all of them playing right now.
Oh, good play. And Balongai will dunk it again.
A solid performance coming from a very young man, Kai Balongai.
That is a silver lining for Coach Jamaica. When he was able to drop a play after timeouts, it usually results to an easy bucket for them. But CJ has just been on point. Another 3 for him. And he ups his output to 23 points now.
So what was a 2-point shot on the other side became a 3-point shot for CJ Perez, and that miss of RJ Hasul because of the defense of Wami Chongson, I think. It's already a win for San Miguel Beermen.
He's not done yet. Not done yet though. CJ Perez with back-to-back 3s. He has 26.
So more than his average of about 24 points per ball game in his last 2 games.
And I can see Don Trollano kind of smiling because CJ might have just stolen best player of the game honors from CJ.
Naisip ko rin yun eh. Ako nagpatambak eh.
Let's see who will get our best player honors at the end of this ball game. Cheron against Richie. Dang kicks it out to Marcio. 4 to shoot now. Tautua will have to move. Mo lost the ball all the way up, and that will be a shot clock violation.
A special mention to Mo Tautua. He played very well in the absence of Junmar Fajardo in the second quarter. That is how deep actually the lineup of the San Miguel Beermen is.
That is the first of the back-to-back triples coming from CJ Perez. Pull-up jumper won't work. One final rebound for CJ. No need to attempt any shot because they will win this ball game and will have a big lead at the end of it. You know who also had an important few minutes? First quarter, Rodney Brondial, because after the hot start of Phoenix, he scored 8 points to keep everything close for SMB.
Because early on, it was a 7-point lead by the Phoenix Fuel Masters, and after that, it was an uphill climb, especially after those who started for Phoenix was given a rest, and the rest is history. Great bounce back for the San Miguel Beermen.
You know what? Don Trollano,
there you go.
His fears will not come to life as he will still be our best player of the game. Of course, those shots in the end game gave CJ Perez 26 points, but Don Trollano was really the game changer, especially coming from nothing in that match against TNT.
21 points, 5 rebounds. What an overall performance. No? Great stat line for veteran Don Trollano.
And our final score is 111 to 90 to a dominant display, especially for the second unit of the San Miguel Beermen. Up next, we have the TNT Tropang 5G facing off against the Meralco Bulls, a crucial matchup early here in our Philippine Cup elimination round. We'll take a break. We'll hear from our winning head coach and best player of the game when we come back.
Tuloy lang at kampante, hinto lang ang diskarte. Bumubulusok, umuusok, tumutusok at tagos sa bawat sulok. Mabangis kumikinang ang lahat nahihibang, nagliliyab, nagniningning parang pinagtakpong hilig. Bawat upunan, merong hamunan, laban kung laban sa bayanan, isang bansa, isang bansak. Hey, PBA, alam mo to, laro mo to, tuloy sa kampyonato. Sama-sama tayo, manlalaro, afisyonado. Ang latang laban, everybody let's jam. Can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Ang latang laban, everybody let's jam. Can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Ang latang laban, can't stop, level up, game plan, here we go. Ang latang laban.
Angat ang laban, ha?
Good evening, everyone. The San Miguel Beermen are back to the winning column after defeating the Phoenix Fuel Masters. And with us tonight are our winning coach, Coach Leo Austria, and our best player of the game, Don Trollano. Congratulations, gentlemen. Coach Leo, nakabawi yung team sa lack of effort defensively last game with how they played tonight. At isa pa rito, yung second unit mo was able to produce over 46 points versus just 6 points nung huli ninyong laro. Ano po yung assessment nyo sa performance ng players at sa kung papaano sila nag-respond sa mga adjustments nyo tonight?
I think it's very obvious, from 6 points to 46 points, and that's a lot. And usually, we're relying on our bench, because our bench can be a starter, but they have to know that every player is very important. But what is noticeable is the defense of our team, although very physical in the first quarter, because they played a good defensive a game against us, ito Phoenix in the first quarter, and we were surprised. But because of they are well motivated to win because of that loss against Talk and Text, and then there's no other way for us just to win. Dahil if we will lose, we will be dropped to number 8, and then now on our win, siguro we'll be at number 3 and still on track on the top 4.
Thank you, Coach. Now, Don, from no points at all last game to a conference high night para sa'yo, paano mo tinake advantage yung mga opportunity na nakita mo sa loob ng court kanina na nakatulong din sa'yo to bounce back after being scoreless nung huli ninyong laro?
Just like I said kanina, just play hard, kailangan namin mag-step up pag, nag-struggle yung first group. So the mindset is just to win. We can't afford to lose back-to-back games kasi yun nga, yung standing is dikit-dikit. So pag natalo kami, babagsak kami. So, the mindset is just to win.
Fight meets flight inside the Ninoy Aquino Stadium for our first offering here today. Celebrating Mother's Day. It was a hot start for the Phoenix Fuel Masters, but everything changed when Don Trollano came into the picture for the San Miguel Beermen.
He was really the spark plug of this comeback of the San Miguel Beermen. Though it was a good game plan on the part of the Fuel Masters. They were at it in the first quarter. But you really somehow how the San Miguel Beermen were actually looking for the best options in offense.
Storny really was the second unit of SMB, 30-29. They will take a 1-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And you can see it here. A minute and 50 remaining when Balongai scored again because he had to take a prolonged break due to the heavy minutes in the opening quarter. And when they did not have their starters, that was when the San Miguel Beermen really established control of the match.
And of course, it was really points of turnovers that really happened in the second quarter. You've got to give it to the offense of San Miguel by playing good defense first.
And that in-and-out dribble veering to the side. CJ Perez bouncing on the defense of the Phoenix Fuel Masters. Perez will continue his output, and look at this save from Brondial, turning garbage into goal to a CJ. As they had complete control of the matchup in that stage.
So unheralded, but a lot of efforts really shown by Rodney Brondial. This is a good effort as well, coming from Matthew Daves. He had 8 points.
For Junmar, after only 2 points in the first half, back in business as the Knacken. From the third quarter, he will not be stopped. He will not be denied as San Miguel then 85-63 heading into the final quarter, where Don Trollano will continue his stellar play, scoring once again versus Manganti.
He was just taking everybody to school, whether it's a mismatch, whether it's somebody long as Manganti. He was just really very aggressive.
A rare make from downtown for Phoenix in the second half. Manganti scores, but it will be a meek response to the avalanche of points coming from the San Miguel Beermen. Capped by the slam dunk by Junmar against 3 defenders. Not enough to slow him down, not enough to stop him, as they will rise to 4-2 And their win-loss tally rise up in our team standings to the final score of 111 to 92. Up next, we have the TNT Tropang 5G going up against the Meralco Bulls in a crucial meeting here in your PBA 49th season Philippine Cup elimination round. We thank you for witnessing our first game. Check back with us. Second game coming right up.
Pamilya at barkada, game ng umarangkada. Ito ang bagong tribo, let's go game tayo dito.